So today we're going to do a live reaction to the trailer.
Bumblebee, Bumblebee tuna. I love Bumblebee, Bumblebee tuna.
What are you doing?
We're doing Bumblebee, right? Bumblebee, Bumblebee tuna.
Chewy.
A little.
Okay, so we're going to watch the new trailer for the movie Bumblebee, and we haven't seen it yet, so we're going to see it for the first time with you. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. And how much Transformers background do you have? Do you know a lot about the Transformers?
Not a lot,
Right, okay, well,
but I have. Colton has shown me some things.
Okay, all right. Well, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco.
I'm Charlie Watson. I'm 18. Today, actually. Is the Beetle for sale?
Cheers, kid. Happy birthday.
That's old school Bumblebee. He's a Volkswagen Bug.
It's cool.
What are you?
So you have no idea
Christmas.
where you came from?
No idea.
That's cool.
Here's the deal. People can be terrible about things they don't understand. From now on, the only person you can show yourself around is me.
That looked good.
I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
Cute.
I like how he doesn't really understand.
Those are triple changers.
If this criminal isn't found, that war may find its way.
And see, they're lying.
Anyone that can help
Because
me
Bumblebee's a good
with the
guy.
family? Oh, who would be?
Every hero has a
They're
beginning.
calling an army.
I've seen firsthand what these things really are.
Starscream.
Bumblebee, there is only one way to end this war. You must protect Earth and its people.
Take it down!
My backseat! This is how we stop them. You've got me. And I'm not going anywhere.
That's cool how they did that.
Trying to go through the dog door.
So screwed.
Okay. What did you think?
I liked it. I think he actually kind of looks like Voltron and the Iron Giant mixed together in a way.
Right. He's what we call a Generation 1 Transformer, so he comes from the original TV series back in the 80s, like 1984. And what happened was there was a toy line called the Transformers, and they were actual die-cast metal toys that you could transform from a vehicle into a robot, and they were very cool. And the toy company, which was Hasbro, they wanted to somehow tie it in so that kids would see more of it, and of course they would buy more toys, or their parents would buy them for them. So they went to Marvel, I think, and wound up getting a TV show made. So they made a cartoon, and Bumblebee is part of that original group of Transformers that were first in the cartoon. And the time period is the same time period when Voltron, the original Voltron, was sent over here from Japan. So that's a good observation on your part, because they tie in a little bit. And the Iron Giant comes in around in the 90s, and I'm sure there are similarities. To this Bumblebee, there are definitely similarities to the Iron Giant, because you've seen that. Before I get too far into that, what else did you want to say about it?
I thought that I like how he looks under the car, and then she keeps her flashlight there for a minute, and then the lights light up, and I like how she wants to keep it a secret because she's actually on his side.
Right.
And I kind of want to figure out how she knows if she's a good guy or a bad guy.
Right. And I think that part of that comes from her interaction with him. She's going to realize he's a good guy. And the thing is in the cartoon, Bumblebee talked. And when they started making the movies, they came up with this idea where Bumblebee doesn't talk. His radio, he would switch the stations on the radio inside him and use the songs to communicate in the first movies. And I thought it was very clever. Bumblebee is similar to the Iron Giant, like you said, because the Iron Giant doesn't say very much, but you can get, you know, a feeling out of who he is. And like the Iron Giant, Bumblebee can be a soldier. He can be a machine of war if he needs to be. And the Iron Giant can do that too. He's similar to E.T. in that, like at first he seems like she might treat him like a pet in a way, but after a while she realizes this is a sentient being and he has feelings and what have you. Seeing this, I feel like this should have been the first Transformers movie. I think that it should have started here, this should have been the origin story, and this should have been how the Transformers movies made their debut as far as the live action ones in the theaters. I think it would have been just seeing this much of it, now I haven't seen the movie obviously, it would have been better. Bumblebee seems a lot like Mr. Spock or Data in Star Trek The Next Generation, which you haven't seen, but Data is similar to Mr. Spock in the original in that they sort of hold the mirror up to humanity. Mr. Spock is a Vulcan and Data is an android. And basically, they provide the commentary on what is human and on humanity in those television series. They're always there to sort of hold the mirror up and or give us, show us what they're aspiring to deal with their emotions or to have emotions in Data's case. Bumblebee is the same in that way. He doesn't speak, but he shows us what's best about humanity. And his character has always been that in the movies. He's been the one consistent character. Now, I noticed Starscream was in there. He's an original Decepticon. They're the bad guys. Soundwave, which was the one that looks like it's a cassette recorder, in the thing opened up in Ravage, which comes out as a cassette and turns into like a wolf or a dog kind of character. They were both in there. And of course, Optimus Prime was a projection. You heard his voice, right? Did you hear him when he said you need to protect humans and protect the Earth and what have you?
And that part where it kind of was faded and then it...
Right. And I mean, Optimus Prime is always the hero of the Transformers. He was in the cartoons, and he's set up that way in the movies, but Bumblebee has always been the consistent one, and he's the one that interacts most with the humans. In the first Transformers movie, it's the Shia LaBeouf character that he bonds with, and in the cartoon, in the TV series, it was Spike, who I think Shia LaBeouf's character is somewhat based on. Bumblebee was always the one that connected with the humans. And so that's how you understood the Transformers, through Bumblebee. And that's how the Transformers understood the humans, through Bumblebee. So he's the conduit by which we understand that.
Is he almost like CP3O?
Yeah, except for me, I mean, I love Star Wars. C-3PO is not my favorite character as the movies have evolved over the years because he's fussy. And
like how he translates from the Ewoks.
Right. C-3PO acts as a translator. Bumblebee doesn't do that. He interacts with both the Transformers and the humans and does it that way. I thought it looked pretty good. I'm excited to see it. I mean, the December releases. I mean, Mary Poppins comes out. This one comes out. There's a couple other ones. There's going to be a lot of choices to make. And I got to be honest, Transformers would not have been one that I would have said I would have gone to after the previous movies. But this one looks like it's going back, and it's got a retro feel to it, and maybe it's going back to the roots of what the Transformers could be. In the cartoons, you know, the stories in the cartoons were not the best scripted stories. I mean, they were trying to sell toys, so you know they would bring characters in merely because they were going to be the new toy line, and they didn't always think through the characters very well as far as how they were scripting it or whatever else.
I think most people would buy the toys if the show is
right. I feel like maybe this time they're actually trying to tell a story, because that's what we were hoping for when the Transformers movies came out with Michael Bay's direction, of course, that wasn't necessarily going to happen, but we were hopeful that we would get an adult version of storytelling that the kids could enjoy too. And I feel like they missed the boat on that, but maybe they'll hit it with this one. In the first trailer, which you haven't seen, she puts a cassette in there and she's like, this is how you can deal with your feelings. And she puts a cassette in and it's a Rick Astley song. and he ejects it from his tape player inside the thing and throws it across the room. And if you remember in the Wreck-It Ralph trailer when we did that, you probably could notice it in the, I made a face because it's a Rick Astley song in that too, so I'm not sure what. Rick Astley's got a huge resurgence here, but in any case, for me, well, all right, yummy or crummy for you?
I'd say mostly yummy.
Okay, and definitely yummy for me. And what did you think?
Little Tasty says, I'm liking it.
All right, well, tune in next time.
Bumblebee, Bumblebee, tuna. I love Bumblebee, Bumblebee, tuna.